every day for the Uber.
Yep.
And of course, it's not his fault that he went into this mental breakdown and lost his poor box. So then he's got
Yeah.
his people who's like, "Oh, I got you. Here's $30." One lady sent him $30. Ashley, somebody, $30. Here, go get you an Uber.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. And, like I said, it's a big money grab. Poor me, poor Chris, pitter patter. I lost my box. I lost my card. I
Lost the
almost,
earpods.
yeah, I
Lost the
almost lost.
earpods.
He almost lost his ass walking, wherever he went.
No,
In Tucson.
Jesus
It,
had him. He said God led him. God led him to the Walmart and he recognized somebody from there. But now he don't remember anything, didn't recognize nobody else, but recognizes some and he time he was at Walmart because they close at 11.
yeah. And then you got to remember that all this happened right after they were over there at his dad's house, cleaning his dad's house out. And
Yep.
Somebody on hospice gets heavy, heavy medication.
there you go. My wife said it. We know somebody that,
Yeah, he wasn't on hospice, but he was dealing with leukemia at one time, and they think he had a massive heart attack. But I believe that his dad, probably got pain medication. Maybe not recently, but and just didn't abuse it and had others left over and just put them up because
Yep.
he said that she said there was 4 bottles of medication that they checked the name on, and it was William Mosteller. And she's like, if they had a problem with it, they should have checked that medication then. So who's they, and what kind of problem would they have had with it?
But on a medication bottle, they don't put senior, junior, third, just the name.
Thank you. Thank you. And that means what? That they would have to go through court orders to get these juniors, seniors names of who this medication goes to because of the HEPA violation, right?
Yep.
So, uh, and his mom is steady lying for him. Listen, I know mothers love their children very much, but to the point, if you see that your son is killing himself with these narcotics, would you help him perpetrate a lie?
Hell no. I'd throw him in the car and take him to a rehab to check his ass in or beat his ass, one of the two.
Oh my
oh,
Jesus, she got her flip flop out. She got her flip flop out. Oh my Jesus, put your flip flops back on.
these Latina women, they don't play around.
They
No,
ain't playing around. Let
he
me
already
see.
pulled out the bow and is ready to beat me with it, and I didn't even do nothing wrong.
I know, right? You got them Caucasian mothers like Jeremy. Jeremy, stop, Jeremy. Just get in the car. Jeremy, I'm not a bitch. Get in the car, Jeremy. Jeremy. And then you've got Hispanic women's like, get your ass over here. Hernandez, get over here. Give me
Well,
my damn flip flop. And
They
they're
don't
like
even
they're
read
like
them.
them things. What are you them boomerangs? Like she throw that flip flop and it catch them right in the head and then right back on her foot.
yeah, those
I'm gonna have to
chanclas.
make a cartoon like that for her.
Yeah, the chanclas sure don't. The chanclas never miss, and then it'd be like, "Hijo de tu pinche madre, ven para acá." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't even do nothing."
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. You don't want to mess with a Latino or an African American mother because hey, they don't mind. They don't mind. They don't mind it. Those Caucasian mothers, Jeremy.
Nah. Our oldest son is 6'2". He runs because I'll beat his ass at 25 years old.
Yeah, but
Hey,
you're
that's
not
what you
going
got to
in.
do nowadays. Listen, I believe that that's where we went wrong. Okay, is when the government stepped in and took away our right to parent our children as we see fit. I got my ass tore up growing up, and I have no problem with corporal punishment. I have a problem with abusing your child. But corporal punishment, that's what made this world. And now we got ones that like, oh, you stood your 5-year-old in the corner for 7 minutes? That's child abuse. That's child. I'm like, shit, we used to have to stand in the corner on one leg holding a can of corn in both hands.
Or a book
What the
over
hell
your
are you
head.
talking about? That's child abuse.
Yeah, back in the day, also you would hold the book over your head and bend down at the waist and like in a sitting position, and you're gonna hold that book over your head, until you fall down on the ground, and
Yeah.
you know that's what it was.
And one thing you didn't see children in grown folks' business. You didn't see daddy walking around with his robe on and his big old gut hanging out and him talking about shit sandwiches and running out of milk and sex. It was more conservative back then. Children didn't sit in on adult conversations, and they definitely better not walk in the room and speak on an adult conversation. You talking about throat punched?
you
What do
know,
you
it
mean?
was,
Who are we talking
Children
about?
are the same way. My boys know. You say hello when you walk in a room. You don't get in other people's business. You don't go mess around. Yeah, no.
Exactly, exactly, and I believe that, like, Chris is a good example, and you're an even better example at um your son is in sports, thriving. Chris, and I'm sure that you think that that the greatest joy is being a father to these kids. And Chris has just literally put 7 of them to the wayside.
But
And
after
he
the
he
first
he don't hold
two,
himself accountable for it either.
but after the first two, don't you think that somebody would realize he wasn't father material?
Right, but we well, you probably don't know this because you got you a good man there, but I can tell you that, listen, the second woman, Chris was always right. Listen, it's because the first wife was money hungry. She didn't give him what he needed. I can give that to him. He's going to be different for me. He's listen. He didn't even want to be with her anyways. She tricked him. He didn't even want to be there. It's going to be different with me. It's going to be different. So boom, got 4 kids. I'm out running the roads. He's in jail. Kids get taken, and then all custody gets signed away, and then he has no children. So then he meets the next one, and oh, he's not going to do me that way. He wouldn't do our children like that. He's a
But
he's a
those
good
are
man.
young, dumb, and
There you
he has
go.
a mom. He knows how to speak. Now, if you were an older woman, you'd see his bullshit for what it was.
Thank you. Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
And
I don't blame her. We don't know where she comes from. I don't know her background. You know what I'm saying? Men could have stumbled her whole life, and that's what you end up with, right?
yep,
And here he is,
knight in
with
shining armor.
gold that's gonna preach you, give you the world. So I don't know. I feel sorry for the next one, but they should have seen the relationship between him and his mom too, and know that he was still hanging off those boobs and round the other way.
Gee, calm down, Mrs. Mexican homie. You're getting out of line over here.
I know she's just gonna take over your whole damn. She's like, sit over there. Let me finish up this conversation because
Oh,
we
go
know
ahead.
what we're
Go.
talking about over here. We know what we're
Thank
talking
you,
about as
Robin.
women, and and I know, Miss Homie, that that you would want your son to be. I know that you would not be like, oh, you're a great son when he's sitting by a campfire at 47 years old.
Mm-mm. You know, and all my kids had jobs by the time they were 16, paying bills, working hard, and they knew what life was because there's no handouts here. You get your ass out there and you earn what you want.
Exactly, exactly. You do not use other people to get what you want in life. You've got
But where
to.
did they learn it from?
Exactly. But see,
His
here's my
mother.
thing. Here's my thing. You know, he's got two brothers that are successful. He's got a sister that is successful. His dad always worked. His mom always worked. Then there's Chris.
But Chris was probably mommy's baby.
Yeah.
He's always
y-
one.
Yeah. I don't know how the age goes, which one. Like, I don't know if he's ever said that. I'm going to be listening to see if he says where he is. Because if he is the baby, then yeah. Because, and I believe that his mom's other children, his brothers and sisters, have a strained relationship with mom because of the relationship and the coddling that she does with Chris.
Well, that's why we don't see him around when mom's around. And I feel bad for the little boy that she's raising, and she's gonna raise him to be another Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got such good manners. He says yes sir, no sir. And he shouldn't be forced to give Chris any damn respect.
No, no, because he's never been his father. Just because he used a little bit of this and that to make him doesn't make him a daddy.
And I bet you he nodded out 6 times between that.
Oh God.
And that's what's crazy about everything is, when he ended up back over at the campground after all this happened, after he lost his marbles, he lost the bananas along the way, he supposedly lost his box, which we know was, in my opinion, a complete sham. Um, the young man, because that's what I'm going to call him, is young man. Good evening, Stephanie. Good evening, Andrea. We're talking about a good old campfire, Chris. He was asking, hey, can I hold the cat? Can I pet the dog? Could I sit next to the campfire? Everything was no with Chris.
Like he's jealous of him. He don't like him.
Oh,
I feel like he's jealous of
that could be it because
him.
mom is raising him and Chris is mommy's little baby. And now somebody else is the little baby.
Yep.
Oh my, uh, M- Miss Homie, you were on to something there. He just kept dismissing him, and I think that the young man, as we will call him, as Homie said, I think he found some enjoyment when when they asked Chris if he wanted some s'mores, and he's like, no, the kids like s'mores or something like that, and the young man said, the kids.
Because he's not a dad.
I was like, oh, that was us. And he's like, it's just the way you said it.
Hmm.
Like,
Batista, he said,
oh.
Mrs. Homie, you're hired. You took over my live stream.
Yes, we like Miss Homie. I'm telling you, we like Miss Homie. I'm telling you, this is a good conversation right here because listen, y'all two should be doing this together because a woman's perspective, especially on some of these that Quay, what's her name? Quay plus 8.
Yeah, Quay plus 8.
Does that mean she's got 8 kids?
I think she has daddy issues.
Oh my God.
Why else are you gonna lay down and have 8 kids and
But are they all by the same father?
Oh my God.
Or are they by different dads?
all by different dads?
Oh yeah, then yeah, and I find women that have kids like that, view sex as love.
Yes. And
And they
daddy,
always think that they're going to be the one that changes this guy.
Oh my God.
And he dumps and runs, dumps and runs.
yeah. And why lay down and keep having them? Because you're not helping yourself and curing them.
But the government is taking real nice care of her.
But that comes down the line. They see their mothers living off the government and think, hey, that's easy.
Right, but how do we know that she's not grandfathered into the system?
That's what I'm saying. I heard grandma's crazy.
Yeah, so they probably come from a whole line of people who lived off the system. And there was somebody who was getting a check, and they're like, well, why would they be getting a check? And I said, it's a generational check. It's like, okay, the great grandmother gets a check, and so she signs her children up to get a check, and then when her children have children, she signs them up for a check, and then when her children have children, she signs them up for a check, and it's just a constant.
Well, how many times have we heard of mothers when their daughters get pregnant? The first thing they do is take them to the city office to sign up for what they need.
Yep, absolutely. And should have took them to the city office and got them on a little bit of birth control before got to this situation.
Then I don't understand that. Like these
You,
homeless women, you
oh
have
my,
a place to lay down and get pregnant, but you don't have a place to lay your head.
listen, I've never in my life seen so many homeless women who want to be pregnant, and who's gotten pregnant while being homeless.
Where do you have time?
Oh my
I would
Jesus.
not be
I guess
having.
on a rainy night in the tent. Like, what else are you going to do? You don't have a TV. You can only listen to somebody talk so many times.
But being in that position as a woman, you think you would find a man with a home and a job and then trap him,
Well,
not just lay
that's
down with anybody.
right, but that's with strong-minded women. Some women don't think that they're good enough. And some women have been browbeat enough to where they don't think that they're good enough, and they think that if any man, even a homeless one living in a tent, is going to pay attention to them, that they're worthy of something. And that's the sad part. That's the sad part. Instead of these young mothers that are having children, I was a young mother myself, but instead of, wanting to be your child's friend, you need to instill values into these children, because these children is what's going to be taking care of us when we're in our 80s and 90s. That's who's going to be running this country. And oh my Jesus, we can't have another one like this year and the last year, we can't.
It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on in this world. Uh, you know that. Uh, that's why we bring awareness to what's going on.
You see
Uh,
that doctor bullshit down there? What's her name?
which one?
Doctor here for the BS. What do you mean, JC? I can't believe how SP can pick out a name right of the group that goes in a scammer's lives. I don't know what that means. I'm a crazy lady. Here, doctor here for this bullshit. So, let me tell you something. That lady right there, she's a very smart lady, and she could probably give you better answers on why women think that they're not good enough to have a man who goes to work every day and provides for them, that they're okay to settle for a man in a tent just to have somebody who loves them. And listen, they can be very beautiful, but think that they're not. And let men like Chris browbeat them even more. And one night, if it's all right with you, we ought to set something up to where, because hey, to pick her mind at these people self-esteem issues, that the reason that like these people enable people like Chris, like, let me tell you something, listening to her will blow your mind.
Yeah, I had to block somebody. I apologize, everybody. I had to block Casey. She didn't like what we were talking about. So my
Oh,
apologies. My apologies, everybody.
Casey, we're talking about women with self-esteem issues.
Yeah,
Dang, too bad you couldn't have held your tongue and stayed and listened.
yeah. I had a. I apologize, everybody. I don't know what the big issue is, but um, yeah, I apologize to everybody. It was
No, they should be the ones that's sorry, not you. Not you. Thank you, because I was about to blow. Yeah, I didn't even see what she said, but yeah. Maybe she will, the tester. Maybe she will. I just don't number one, if you go into somebody's live stream and you don't like what's going on, just move along. There ain't no reason to voice your opinion, because when you voice your opinion, all you're doing is letting TikTok know that people like his content. And so they're going to steady push it out on the FYP anytime he's live. I know that y'all don't like that, and I know he's private, right? Aren't you? Are you private right now?
yes. I'm private right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
When
to
you
keep
go
it private.
unprivate, it'll be pushing it out there because
Yeah,
they like that.
we got that first violation, which was ridiculous.
I
Somebody
did too. I did too. About as long as you got till you got yours, I was in mine at the same time, and had to reset also.
yeah, kickstand. I was seeing you in secret, trying to figure out what was going on. So you have a good night and a blessed evening, bitch 6363. It's been an awesome live stream.
It has, and I hope your beautiful wife will come and chat with us some more. That would I have enjoyed talking to your wife. Seems like
He was in your box today.
I know. I was like,
I
y'all gonna
probably
get this
see
man
what
hurt.
Oh
Like, she gonna get that boomerang flip flop. You better watch out.
my goodness.
Oil trash, huh? It was
Yeah,
oil.
oil trash. Yeah, we could have a whole live about these issues. Not here for this BS. It's crazy. Thank you, Jason. We have great live streams. There are some people that uh, support us and bring in awareness. Then we talk about a certain topic and they don't like talking about. And there's nothing that we said that was wrong. Thank you, Central Cali. There's nothing that we said that was wrong or derogatory or disrespectful, but you will always have somebody that maybe it hits close to home. Maybe I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm just local and no BS.
There you go. There shouldn't be. There absolutely should not be. That number one, we are absolutely not bothering anybody. We don't go into people's lives and harass them and bully them and call them names, and we don't do any of that. We sit back, we stream, and then we give commentary on what we have seen, on what they themselves have made public for the world to see. And yet we're called the bullies. We're called, well, why are you blah 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 blah. Well, number one, if this is his platform, that would be like him. If that's his job, that would be like him working at McDonald's but panhandling outside the doors. Like, make that make sense. Like, okay, TikTok's his job. Okay, let it be your job. But don't be sticking your hands into people's pockets. Oh, well, I don't know how I'm going to get food. Don't know how I'm going to get coffee. Don't know how I'm going to get to the clinic. I don't know how I'm going to get money for the clinic. I don't know how I'm going to get wood. I don't know how I'm going to get this. I don't know how I'm going to get that. Well, then you need another job. You need another job. You don't need to be panhandling outside the McDonald's while on your lunch break. Like, make that make sense. Like, if you're not making enough money at your job, instead of saying, "Oh, I only make $8 at McDonald's, so on my lunch break, I'm going to go out here and panhandle to the people that's coming in McDonald's and see if they'll give me a couple dollars, and that'll be my second job." You don't do that. If you get another job that takes out taxes, and oh, TikTok takes out, you got to do your 1099. Yeah, but when you know that the government is going to take your money for child support, why are you going to waste your time doing taxes? Like, stop
Yeah,
talking about,
very true.
this can be a tax write-off. You better stop right now.
Very
Hey,
true, SP. And we, like I said, we've had a wonderful live stream. We had one run astray over something minor, which my apologies. I will always apologize no matter what.
that's because you're a gentleman.
Yes. And, whatever set Casey off, I don't know, getting it hit close to home, whatever the situation is. But like I said, I apologize to everybody. We are very respectful, to everybody that joins the live stream. And if we
And we're
said
respectful to people who don't join the live stream.
that too. So we've had an awesome live stream. It's been wonderful. It's been great. Like every night, we've always had a great community, and I appreciate everybody.
We
Thank you.
appreciate you, and you and your beautiful wife have a very, very wonderful night. And I'm going to jump down here while you finish up your outro. And I will see you tomorrow at the same time, the same place.
Thank you, SP. You have a blessed evening.